Okay guys, welcome to another tattoo tips video. Today's video is going to be on bad reference and little tip on what to do if you are dealing with bad reference. Now, I must point out that I'm not the best artist in the world, not by a long shot, but I know where I'm at and I know where I can be. But I also know that the advice I'm giving is what I've applied to my tattooing to get to where I currently am at, and it's advice that I will continue to use throughout my career. Whether you've been tattooing 30 years or 3, I hope these videos go towards helping you as an artist get better, even if it's something small that you take away. I hope it's something small that helps just a little bit. I love tattooing and I love the industry, and I hope these videos bring some positivity back. I must stress that these videos will not cover how to tattoo. It's strictly going to be advice for professionals and apprentices. If you have any suggestions on a video and want my view, I'd love to hear it. If you find any of these videos helpful, then please share them with your friends and head over to the channel and subscribe. The link will be in the description. So, bad reference. Here we have a reference that's really poor. It's pixelated, hard to make out. The eyes, the nose, especially the nose, the gums, and the teeth. It's also really hard to make out the chin separation between the chin and the gums, where it starts and where it stops. It's ridiculous. However, my client's dog unfortunately had passed away, so we couldn't get any better reference. Now, normally I would never tattoo bad reference, but with it being so meaningful, and it did actually have some decent contrast, and I could see a good level of values to work with, I did decide to do the tattoo. So how did I approach it? Well, firstly I started to look at the reference, just basically trying to adjust to the poor clarity, trying to figure out the features, where they start and begin. With a reference like this, everything has a tendency to blur into each other. I remember it was super hard to figure out the nose. You can see the top here, but the sides merge in on the left and right with the values of the fur on here, here. However, the more you look, the more you can see where the nose starts and the fur begins. But when we print it out, the printout it's not going to, you're not going to be able to see that. That's if you are doing paper stencils and you haven't gone to iPad stencils and stuff. But normal regular paper stencil, you print that out on paper, it's going to be very hard to see. So firstly, what we do is we take our burn tool, which is on the left side here, burn, and we burn around the eyes and the nose so it becomes easier to see when we do actually print it out, but it also serves to sharpen the image when it comes to the tattoo process. With reference like this, you need to make it better, and that comes down to the decisions that you make on the day. So prepare as much as you can before the tattoo process to make it easier on you. So I'll show you what I mean. So if we just burn around the eyes, this is currently on 35% exposure and on shadows. You can actually do this on midtones and it's still going to look okay. I'm just using shadow for the purpose of this video so it picks up. Well, actually midtone looks alright actually. So let's go and burn in this eye. So we're burning around the eye and we're burning in the pupil. Same on this eye. Burning around, really trying to follow the lines. And if the line disappears, you know, if you're looking at the reference, the eye, and you can see the line comes down here but stops here, but you know, it meets back up here, then just putting it in, you know, bringing them together. Again, let's get that pupil in. So already that's sharpened the eyes up enough to be able to stencil, and when it comes to tattooing, making the tattoo a lot more sharper than what the photo is, and a lot less pixelated, obviously. Now, let's do the nose. Again, we can see this top line on the nose. It's perfectly fine. But we'll put the burn in anyway, just so we can see it a lot better. Like I said, the problem comes when you've got the left side and the right side where the nose ends and the fur begins. But I can see very gently that it's probably around here. So let's burn that bit in down there. And let's burn that bit in right there. This is going to be a lot easier if you're using a pen. It's pretty hard with a mouse, but we'll make do. You can always, if you're doing it with a mouse, you can always, you know, use your pencil to sketch over the line that you put in just to straighten it up and stuff. Right, so we'll go underneath here, and then there's a slight separation in tone from here to here. So I can see that the line is probably going to be about there. So that's sharpened the nose up for us. Now the next thing we can do is we can go on shadows, and we can do inside the nostrils. Now, with most animal portraits and dog portraits and stuff, all we get is like a circle, like a half circle thing that comes around like that. And then on this one, round like that. So you can take what you already know and what you've done on other animal portraits and put those in. When it comes to doing portraits, I have a rule that I never add anything. I never, veer off my reference. But if I know it's there, and I've done plenty of dog portraits and animal portraits, then I know that's what it looks like. I know they're there, so I put them in. So once I've got that done, I start figuring out the mouth. The tongue is easy, but separating the gums from the chin wasn't that easy. So take your burn tool and darken it, trying to find the right separation line. In real life, you would be able to make out all the features, and that's what you've got to do in the tattoo. For example, down here, we have a line here and here. So in between, we've got to decide whether we think that that is the chin or that is the fur. Now, personally, I think this light bit is the fur and this dark bit up here is the chin. So let's burn in the chops. So I feel like the chops come round here, down here, around, in. To me, that looks alright. And then I believe that this bit here, all this, is the chin. Let's follow it up there. So I believe all that is the chin. And it probably stops just coming close to the tongue, out there, and then carries on up there. And then on this side of the face, on the left side, you've got chops here, and probably there. It's inside the mouth, and this here is probably a little bit inside the mouth, and then separating that, getting that smile in there a little bit. But it's really hard because, as you can see, it does merge, so you've just got to make the right decision on what you feel, well, not the right decision, but what you feel is the best decision for you and the tattoo. But to me, that looks like the chops there, that looks like the chin there, and then carry on up there. So to me, that makes a little bit more sense than what it first did. Obviously, we can separate this bit here as well, going round, and then there's a gradient in the tongue, so it's quite dark here and then goes lighter here. So if needed also, you know, and it helps, you can also put that in. But you shouldn't really need that, to be honest. Now, I must stress that if you feel, after looking at the reference and doing all this, that you can't make it work, do not do the tattoo. Nobody talks about good tattoos, but everybody speaks about bad ones. So make out what features you can and make the decisions until you're happy with them. Now, if I was looking at that, I'd be quite happy and confident that I would be able to tattoo that, and I have tattooed it. The only other thing I would probably add is a line separating the ears from the head. Like I said, you're going to be able to see all features in real life just because the photo's not picking them up. So I'd separate the ears, and then probably the teeth also. So like in here, that's where the chops stop. Then you've got the teeth, so the tongue comes up to there. You've got the teeth there, like the little gap, and then there's some tone down this, down the bottom of the teeth. So I would say that that is probably gum. So you can also put that in. It's not really going to make a, you know, a drastic change to the portrait or anything, but it is gonna, you know, help you when it comes to stenciling, so you can differentiate what's what. Also, the top of the nose here, I would probably put a line along there just to separate the nose area from the face area, the forehead area. But that's pretty tattooable now. That's a lot better than what it first was. For me anyway, you might not think so, but for me that separates the features a lot and helps me be able to stencil the tattoo and do a good tattoo, you know, effectively. But I'll just give you a quick look at what the tattoo came out like, which is here. So as you can see from the picture I was using, I just sharpened the eyes up, I sharpened the nose up, make sure I got that in there, sharpened all the chops up, the teeth, and the chin, separated the chin from the fur, and you know, added some script. It made for quite a decent tattoo. But like I said, if you do not feel confident in doing it, do not do it. Rather you have the disappointment of losing out on a little bit of money and the client losing out on a tattoo, rather than you be absolutely scrutinized for doing a bad tattoo. But I do hope that has helped, guys. Oh, one last thing, just to show the difference, okay, of bad reference, good reference. Alright, nice and clear, nice perspective. When it comes to doing them also, like, I never try to do portraits straight on. I always try to do them on an angle or off to the side, just so you get more, you know, more definition in the nose and stuff like that. But yeah, big difference from that to that. But thanks for watching, guys. I hope that's helped, and I'll see you all in the next one. Ta-ta.